Hello, welcome to the second half of the review for the final exam. We'll start with number 21. If I can get my doohickeys out here. Okay, great. So number 21, find the result in cell C3. So we're looking for this result here. If cell C1, this formula, were copied and pasted down into there. Now, because of the dollar sign, this would still say $sign A1, nothing would move. A1 plus $B $sign 1. So nothing would change, and that's the key of the dollar signs. So A1 plus B1. So A1 plus B1 would equal 17. And it's the same thing that would have been up here, but the copy and drag won't do anything. So 17 is the answer. Good deal. Number 22, what is the coordinate of the x coordinate of the vertex of f of x equals this? So the vertex starts off with negative b over 2a. So that's negative 11 over 2 times 1. So negative 11 halves. So the vertex is going to look like this, but they only asked us to get the x coordinate, so we're good with that one. All right. Number 22, what is the y-intercept of this function? Y-intercept is when we stick in 0 for x, so that's 5 to the 0 plus a 9. That's 1 plus 9 is 10. So it's 0, 10 is the y-intercept. Number 24, Maria puts $350 into an investment account that didn't already have money in it. Okay, good. So it started with 0 each month for 27 years. At the end of 27 years, the account has grown to a lot of money. How much of that money came from interest? Well, we know that she put in 350 times 12 every month for a year for 27 years. And if we punch that into our calculator, that is 350 times 12 times 27 gives me 113,400. 113,400. And so that's how much money she actually put in. And this is how much money is in there. So the rest of it has to be interest. So subtract that from 192,873.02. And we get $79,473.02. So this is how much money she put in. That's how much money must have come from interest. All right, let's clear that off and then scroll down. Let's see if we can get some more of these. Number 25. Ooh, number 25 is a graph. And this is an x squared, so this is a parabola. So this means we're going to have, let's do it over here. We've got to find the y-intercept. That's a nice one. That's 0, 2. We stick in 0, we get 2 out. But the x-intercept, we got to do negative b over 2a. So that's negative 4 over 2 times 1. That's positive 4 over 2 is a 2. So if we stick 2 in for x, that'll give us the y value. So 2 is the x value. It's 2 something. 4 minus 8 is a negative 4. Plus 2 is a negative 2. So 2 negative 2. 1, 2 right there is that one. And 0, 2 is there. So it must look like, let's see if I can even make this look reasonable. Close enough. Okay, so the vertex is 2, negative 2, and the y-intercept is 0, 2. Excellent. Number 26. Frank is paying off a $200,000 mortgage with 30 years of monthly payments for $807.24. How much interest will Frank pay by the time the loan is paid off? Well, again, he's going to be paying, let me see, $807.24, and he's going to times that every month, so times by 12, times by 30 years will give us 807.24 times by 12 times by 30 gives us he's going to pay a total of 290,606.4. That's the total amount he's going to pay, and 200,000 of that pays off his mortgage. So subtract the 200,000, and that's going to equal 606.40. So 90,606.40. Excellent. Okay, so that must have been the interest that he paid, because that was the mortgage. And that was his total payments right there. All right, number 27. With the function f of x equals x squared plus 2, what is the slope between where x is -2 and where x is 4? So we're going to stick in -2 in there, and we get -2 squared. That's a +4, plus 2 is 6. So that's one of the points, -2, 6. And if we stick in 4, f of 4 equals 4 squared plus 2, that's 18. So we get 418. So we got to find the slope between these 2 points. Slope is y minus y over x minus x. That's 18 minus 6 is 12 over 2 is 6. So the slope is 6. Number 28. Here we have, which of the following has a constant rate of change, which is the same thing as saying a constant slope. This guy keeps changing. He's going to graph like that. That guy's a parabola. He doesn't have a constant slope. This guy kind of looks like a chair. And this one, y equals mx plus b, has a constant slope. You'll be expected to identify that. Okay, number 29 and 30. Solve the system of equations. Find your x, find your y. Oh, yuck. That's not even pleasant. I think I'm going to times the top one by -3 and the bottom one by a 4. And that will allow these y's to cancel. They'll both be 12 and -12. So I get -15x minus 12y equals a -42. That's timesing -3 in everywhere, both sides of the equation. And the other one is 16x plus 12y equals 44. When I add these two together, I get x equals 2. That's that one right there. And in order to find the next one, I'm going to take this guy and stick it up in, I don't know, right there. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 4y equals 14. So I got subtract 10, 4y equals 4, y equals 1. There's my number 29 and 30. Good deal. Okay, let's clear those off and scroll down to the next one. Gotcha. Number 31 says, what does it mean for a system of equations to be independent? When you have a system of equations, you can either have, I guess I could graph it like this. You can either have 2 lines that are parallel, and that means inconsistent, no solution. No solution or inconsistent. You could have the 2 lines cross at some point. That is where we have one solution. Also, these 2 lines are considered independent of each other. And then you could have a line where the next line is right on top of that line. And this is called a dependent one. And this has infinite solutions. So this is the one we're talking about. Independent means that there is exactly one solution and that the 2 lines, the graphs, will cross. All right. Number 32. Let's graph these 2 functions, a line and a parabola. Looks like 32 and 33 are almost the exact same. Let's go out here, and then we'll graph one of them in one color. Okay, graph the function. So this one we'll do in blue. This is y equals mx plus b. So we go up to 0, 8 right here. and do up 2 over 1. So the slope is 2 over 1. So up 2, 1, 2 over 1. And yeah, oh, that wasn't too bad for a drawing. Okay, and the next one, this one is a parabola. So we need to get y-intercept. That's a nice one. That's 0, 3. Okay, so that's going to be right there, 0, 3. And a vertex. Remember, we've got to go negative b over 2a. So that's a positive 1. So the vertex is going to be 1. Stick in 1 for x. This is 1 minus 2 is negative 1 plus 3 is a positive 2. So 1, 2 is right there. And so, oh, they're kind of close together, but there we go. Yeah, should not look like deer antlers. Let's try it again. Hey, that one looks better. Okay, good. So that's 32. And on the test, you might have to identify either that or that point where they cross. I should probably keep going up, and so we have a place to cross. Yeah, so where they cross, be able to identify that on the graph. Number 33. Let's do this one again. Graph the functions negative x plus 3. We'll graph this guy over here. The line we'll do in blue again. So 0, 3 right there, and the slope here is negative 1 over 1. So down 1 over 1, like that. And, well, it was close. All right, and then we'll go to this other color for this guy. We know it goes through 0, negative 3. That's the y-intercept here. All right, there's 0, negative 3. And negative b over 2a. So a negative, negative 4 over 2 times 1. That's 4 over 2 is 2. So this is out 2, and then, so the vertex is 2. Now let's stick in 2. 2 squared is 4. I should put that, we put a 2 in there. 2 squared is 4, minus 4 times 2 is 8. 4 minus 8 is a negative 4. Minus 3 is a negative 7 is what pops out. So over 2 down negative 7 type thing. And let's see if I can make that. So that's the vertex. Why are these so stinking hard to draw? That will never suffice. Let's see if I can do it the other way. Ah, a little better. That guy's kind of going straight up. Sorry about that. But there's the graph of it. And again, on the final, you might have to identify those 2 points and then select which points those points are and find the intersection of those 2 graphs. It's quite possible. All right, number 34. A school has 39 football players, 25 volleyball players, and 22 cheerleaders. If they're all put in a room and one of them picked at random, what is the theoretical probability? So we're not actually going to do an experiment of picking a football player. We're just going to figure it out in our brain. So we have 39 football players out of, what is the total? That looks like 64, 86. 39 out of 86. Yep, 39 football players out of 86 total. I don't think that simplifies it all. All right, number 35. A die was repeatedly rolled and the results were this. What is the empirical probability of rolling a 5? Okay, we got a 5, happened 41 times. So it's going to be 41 out of, what's the total? Now notice we're not doing just 1/6 because we have to go off of the empirical probability, which is the experimental thing that happened. So if we add all of these numbers up, 26 plus 37 plus 25 plus 53 plus 41, it looks like this adds up to, on the calculator, 210 times. So 41 out of 210. And I think that doesn't simplify. Number 36, when rolling a fair die, what is the probability of rolling a 5 twice in a row? Well, rolling a 5, and then times it by rolling a 5 again, 1/6, 1/6. And again, this is a fair die, so that tells us we're doing stuff in our brain, not actually doing the experimental stuff. All right, let's clear that off and move on to 37. I think here. There we go. 37. Ooh, okay. Number 37. In one study, it was discovered that 75% of the American adults that were surveyed always wear a seatbelt. The study had a 7.1% margin of error. That means their best guess is 75%, but they acknowledge it could be up 7.1% to 82.1%, or it could be down as low as 68. Nope, not 68, 67.9%. So it could be that low or it could be that high. What is the maximum possible? 82.1%. Okay, next one. Number 38. We're to multiply these two things together, and they are polynomials, which means we're going to do the doot, 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 and we get 2x cubed plus 3x squared minus 5x. That's jumping that guy in. And then jumping the -7 in, let's circle that guy and jump him in, we get minus 14x squared plus 21x plus 35, which gives us altogether, let's write it out here, 2x cubed minus 11x squared plus 16x plus 35. So far, so good? Yeah, that's good. Let me double check and see if that's what I got the last time too. Oh, I missed one. Let me go back. Right there. I did miss one. -7 times +3 is a -21x plus 35. Okay, so now when we write the answer, 2x squared minus 11x, oh, that's a cubed. 2x cubed minus 11x squared minus 26x plus 35. All right, now I matched the answer that I sent you, and that is correct. Okay, number 39. 3m minus 8 squared. So this is, we'll write it down here. 3m minus 8 squared is to put things timesing themselves. 3m times 3m is 9m squared minus 24m minus 24m plus 64. And these two combine in the middle to be 9m squared minus 48m plus 64. Shazam! There you go. There is a worry. Don't just jump this squared in like we did back in chapter 1 with the rules of exponents. It's because we have a minus sign. We must distribute with those two binomials. If you do that, it's called the freshman's dream. Bad mistake, and hundreds of years of upperclassmen are now laughing at you. All right, the last one. This polynomial, -54x cubed plus 12x squared minus 36x divided by -6x. That's the nice one with just the polynomials. I mean, just the monomial, so it's just term by term. So this is positive 9x squared minus a 2x plus a 6. So with this, x cubed goes down to an x squared when that guy's cancels. 2 minus 1 is a 1, and then the x's cancel there. So we get 9x squared minus 2x plus 6. Excellent.